February 1st, 1959. High in the remote Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia, 9 experienced hikers set up their tent on a frozen slope. They were young, disciplined, well-trained. This was not their first expedition. Their leader, 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, was known for his skill and determination. The group was attempting a difficult winter trek toward Otorten Mountain, a name that, in the local Mansi language, roughly translates to, "Don't go there." They went anyway. That night, temperatures dropped below -30°C. Winds howled across the mountainside. Snow swept violently across their tent. But what happened next still defies explanation. Weeks later, when the group failed to return, search teams were sent into the wilderness. After days of searching, they found the tent. It was partially buried in snow, abandoned. But something was terribly wrong. The fabric had been slashed open from the inside, not torn by wind, not damaged by wildlife, cut. Why would 9 experienced hikers cut their own escape route into the freezing darkness? Inside the tent, their belongings were still there. Boots, coats, supplies, everything left behind, as if they had fled suddenly. Outside, investigators found footprints, barefoot footprints, some wearing only socks, some with a single shoe. The tracks did not show signs of panic. They walked, not ran, down the slope, into the forest. The first 2 bodies were discovered beneath a large cedar tree, barely clothed, frozen. Nearby were signs of a small fire, as if they had tried to survive the cold. But why leave the tent at all? 3 more bodies were found between the forest and the tent, positioned as though they were trying to return. They never made it. Weeks later, under meters of snow, the remaining 4 were found. And this is where the mystery deepens. Several had severe internal injuries, crushed ribs, massive skull fractures, damage comparable to a high-speed car crash, yet almost no external wounds, no bruising, no defensive marks. One woman, Lyudmila Dubinina, was missing her tongue. Soft tissue damage was reported. Authorities later claimed natural decomposition explained it, but questions remain. Even more disturbing, some of their clothing tested positive for radiation. The official Soviet conclusion? The hikers died due to an unknown compelling force. No further explanation. The case was closed. Files were sealed. So what happened that night? An avalanche? Some modern investigations suggest a rare type of slab avalanche, but the slope angle was relatively shallow, and there were no clear avalanche debris patterns. Military testing? Witnesses reported strange orange lights in the sky around that time. Could secret Soviet weapons have been tested nearby? Infrasound? A theory suggesting low-frequency wind vibrations may have caused irrational panic. Or something else entirely. Something that forced 9 rational, experienced hikers to cut their tent open and step into the frozen darkness. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most haunting, unsolved mysteries in modern history. 9 young explorers, a silent mountain, and a question still carried by the wind. What terrified them enough to leave safety behind? What do you think really happened that night?